Joined now by the quarterback of the Washington Huskies, Damon Williams Jr. Thanks for being here on Kings of the North.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
What did you learn last year? You played.
Yeah.
You got experience. What'd you take out of it?
I would say, just playing in all the situations you can possibly think of and having that underneath my belt for, my first full year as a starter and, being able to go out there and understand a lot of the stuff I'm doing isn't new for the first time.
So we enjoyed watching you last year. Tell the people what you think you're like as a quarterback. What do you do best? How do you see the game?
Yeah, I think I'm just a quarterback that can play within an offense, can extend plays, can, just do whatever's asked of me and also be able to be a leader and go out there and be a leader, man.
When you have your skill set and you can rip it, but you also can get out of there and scoot if you need to, what is the decision-making process like for a quarterback in the moment of, hey, I'm maybe going to hang in here and try to maybe, do a scramble drill and make a play, or maybe I'm going to take off and do something running the ball? How do you figure that out?
Yeah, a lot of it's, just having a plan pre-snap, looking out there, seeing what you like and, going with that. And, if a play breaks down or if it's something you weren't anticipating, that's when, the athletic ability, the reaction time plays into fact.
You guys were really good at home last year. What's it like in your place? What's that crowd like? What's that atmosphere like?
Yeah, it's super loud. Our fans are great. So, they always pack it out. And, it's just a great experience.
You guys got some heavy hitters coming in this year. Illinois is coming to Washington, Ohio State, Oregon. What do you think of the opportunity that is there for you to get some great teams in your place with the growth of this team and that home field advantage?
I think it's a great opportunity, for our team to figure out who we are and go out there and just showcase what we do.
Yeah. What was it like? So why did you connect with Coach Fisch? Why are you his guy? Why is he your guy?
Honestly, just having the knowledge and the capability to play in the NFL offense and execute at a high level, as well as being super efficient.
What are your conversations like? Like, how much do you and Coach Fisch end up talking ball?
Yeah, we chop it a lot, especially about stuff that's not even football. But
okay,
like throughout the day, I just swing by his office and we'll just, talk for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, just about anything really.
Okay. What did you connect instantaneously on the recruiting trail? I mean, obviously there was a lot of schools, a lot of coaches that would have loved to have you be their quarterback. How did that relationship develop?
Yeah, I mean, he was at U of A and I went to high school in Arizona. So, I was an in-state kid and he offered me when I was a freshman in high school. So that stuck with me like for a while, just having him right there. And he always was texting me, hitting me up after big games and stuff. So
okay,
I would say just the connection just built up over time.
Okay. And then that decision, he goes to Washington and you had said, you were in class for a little bit at Arizona and decided, all right, I'm going to go. Is that hard? Like you're an Arizona kid and you're in the home state school and now you're going somewhere else. Was that a hard process?
Yeah, definitely. I would say, just going through that, just a lot of talks like my family, my mom, my dad, just trying to figure out what's best for me. And, I feel like going to the Pacific Northwest, going to Seattle was definitely the best decision for me.
Okay. So I asked you what you were like as a quarterback. You have some of the best skill position talent in the country with you running the show, Jonah Coleman at running back. Describe what Jonah Coleman brings to an offense.
Extremely physical, extremely sound, and, the ability to break a big play at any moment, and as well as a great pass blocker, having him in the backfield when you're ready to pass, you feel protected.
Okay. And then Denzel Boston, I probably talk about Denzel Boston too much on this show. What is he like as a receiver?
He's elite. I mean, elite speed, elite over-the-top ability, 50-50 ball. So, having him on the outside is definitely going to be a major help for us.
And when you have the ability like you do to get away from the pass rush and have an opportunity to make a play, what is it like for you and your receivers in practice to get on that same page so you can operate not only within the offense, but then maybe find something when it breaks down?
Yeah, I would say, just hanging out with each other. I feel like a lot of that is chemistry. And, I always tell them all the time that I feel like the quarterback should, think in one with the receivers and we should be able to understand angles and stuff like together, not just like, by ourselves.
Okay. How's that process going? Can you feel it improving even from last year?
No doubt. I feel like it's been much better.
Okay. So in the end, the way you were used last year, there are going to be some quarterbacks in the country and in the Big Ten who are going to be probable starters this year who haven't played that much. Did it give you a step ahead with the experience you did gain, especially with everything you did in the bowl game last year?
Yeah, I definitely think it was beneficial, just going out there and being able to succeed and really see the vision and understand the situations and understand the clock, understand defenses. I feel like, it's been a great help for my confidence and building up for this year.
Okay. People are excited, right, Bill? People are excited about Damon Williams Jr. this year, right? Sure. Yeah. Like you know that, right? Like people, like it's one of those things. Like you're not under the radar. Like you played enough. People are like, oh, that. Here's what you are actually. You are everybody's. They think I have a secret pick for a quarterback who's going to pop this year. It's like, I got this guy. It's Damon Williams Jr. And then we're like, yeah, we know. It's not a secret, man. Like the buzz, it doesn't affect how you play.
Yeah.
You know it's out there a little bit?
I really don't pay attention to it. Like, I hear it and stuff. My dad would hit me up sometimes about it, but, majority of the time I really don't pay attention to it. I just be out there with my teammates, ready to work.
What's your family think of all this, man? What you're doing? How fired up are they?
Yeah, super fired up. Super fired. Always blowing me up, hitting me up. So I love my family.
So what's dad do? Is dad like saying like, hey, I saw a story about you. Hey, I heard people on a show talking about you. What's he doing?
Yeah, he'll just call me up and just say like, have I seen this, whatever. I'll just be like, nah, I haven't. So we'll just chop it up or whatever. But yeah, that's it.
My dad used to do that with me. Just if I wrote a story in the paper, he'd be like, I saw your story. I can't imagine what it's like when you're a quarterback, man. Your dad's probably calling you every 15 minutes. Like, oh, I saw another show. They were talking about you. Why do you love ball?
Honestly, just I've been playing it my whole life, and I feel like this is really all I know as far as athletically, and it's been such a gift to me and my family. My dad played football in college, so it was kind of just like in the works already.
Unbelievable. Damon Williams Jr. Newsflash, not a secret. Watch him with the Washington Huskies this year. Thank you for your time.
For sure. Appreciate it.